Today, I'm rebuilding FC Chambly Oise of the French National League only using Youth Academy players. We start with a squad of real players for Season 1 before our first intake. None of them support us. Well, they actually hate us. Our first game of the season is against QRM, predicted to finish second in the league. They will be a test to see if we can avoid relegation this season and continue our challenge. And our season started perfectly with a corner swung in from NDIA, cleared to Mustafa Cisse, who dribbles past the defense and scores our first goal of the season. And with a ball over the top from Dormus to Macevo, we double our lead against QRM just before halftime. Just before the hour mark, we make it 3 goals with a corner that bounced around the box, falling to Ducouré, who smashes it into the top left corner. And with one final chance in the 94th minute, QRM is trying for a consolation goal. However, a great counter push after the clearance sees our players crashing towards the goal, and Mustafa Cisse gets his opening day hat trick. Now I'm going to jump ahead to our first youth intake to look at our top talent and also update you on our league position with only a few games left in the season. I'm going to take this time now to ask you to like and subscribe if you've made it this far. I'm going to be posting seasonal update videos for the save until we reach Ligue 1 and eventually win the Champions League.
10 hours later.
After the QRM game, a loss to US of Orange was followed by a perfect September. October saw us secure 9 points in 5 games, and November was just as fruitful with 4 wins, 1 draw, and a single loss. December and November were both decent months, securing us 6 and 7 points respectively. The team had a rough patch towards the end of the year, recording a 7-game winless run, leaving only 5 games to return to form for a promotion push at the end of the year. However, it was enough to avoid relegation, meaning our challenge is able to survive it for at least another season. Now let's take a look at our youth intake before we hop back into the game against our next opponent's name and push for a promotion spot, which was predicted to be, well, thankfully the youth intake turned out a little better than the preview. However, there are only 3 players that have a chance of making it into our first team in a few seasons. This could be an issue in the future if our next season's intake isn't significantly better. These players towards the bottom will only be getting contracts to fill out our second team and under 19 team. Now let's look at our top 3 guys. Emmanuel has a decent foundation for a striker with 14 finishing and decent physicals, but will need to improve his composure and first touch to make it into the first team. Idlin is well-rounded for a winger, but needs to improve his acceleration and playmaking attributes before he's ready for the first team as well. Fabrice is the top youngster of the intake and is a creative attacking midfielder with 14 technique and 13 flair. He needs to work on improving his physicals and could potentially get game time in the first team next season. This game against Nîmes is a must-win. 6 points behind a playoff spot with 3 games left in the season. We need points here. However, with them just sitting in 4th place, also vying for a playoff spot, this is going to be a difficult matchup for us. And unfortunately, Nîmes strike first as they whip the cross into the box and place it into the bottom left corner to go up 1-0 in the game. And bad got worse as Nîmes doubles their lead less than 6 minutes into the game, off a long shot from outside the D. Thankfully, 2 minutes later we get a goal back as Cisse squares it to Tonkara for the easy goal. Just inside of 20 minutes, we work the ball through the center of the defense and level the game 2-2. With a dangerous free kick from outside the box, Inzudin just misses his effort over the crossbar. And as we pass the hour mark, a ball worked into the box falls to NDIA from inside the D as he just sails it over the bar. One final push from Nîmes just before halftime sees them score in added time. Thankfully, this effort is disallowed and we remain 2-2. After halftime, the boys came out with a spark trying to keep our promotion dreams alive. We had a flurry of chances that were continually missed. Great saves from the Nîmes goalkeeper, as well as some wasted efforts from outside the box from our team. With only 6 minutes left in regular time, Nîmes was on the attack, looking to steal a win to propel them into the promotion playoff. However, our veteran goalkeeper makes a crucial save to keep us alive. But as added time trickled away, our hopes at getting a first season promotion vanished. With that draw, both us and Nîmes fall out of contention for a playoff spot with only 6 points available. Because of that streak of winless games, we needed to win in order to stay in the playoff race. We were just a few chances away from having the opportunity to make it to Ligue, but unfortunately, we came crashing down at the finish line. Let's jump ahead to the end of season review because there's nothing left to play for. 0 transfers in for us due to the rules of the save, but there are 4 players that left. None of them are very important though, so let's move on. The board gave us an A for our successful first season back in the Championnat National League. We had an average attendance of around 2,000 fans. They gave us a C+ for the French Cup because we were knocked out in the second round. Our biggest win was against US Orléans, where we won 6-2, and our match to remember was the first game of the season where we won 4-0. Our reputation remained the same since FC Chambly Oise was in an unplayable league last season. We have no history of our revenue. However, this season we made 2.11 million in sponsorships, 28,000 in corporate and hospitality, and 88,000 in match day and commercial revenue. We lined up in a 4-2-3-1 this season, and this was our regular best 11. Macevo was all around our best player, getting Fans Player of the Season, Young Player of the Season, Most Assist, and Most Player of the Matches, as well as the highest rating. Cisse was our top goal scorer, getting most goals in a season at the club with 15, and most goals in a single game with 4. Fabian Sosa was our youngest player, making an appearance at the club, and our veteran goalkeeper was the oldest at nearly 37 years old. And finally, just as it says here, we are not facing a relegation battle to the start of the season we had, especially January where we won every game that month. And with the season recap being over, make sure you like and subscribe for more seasonal update videos. Leave a comment of your favorite youth player and a name you'd like me to rename them to. The top comment will get their player named, and I'll be back with another video later this week. Thank you guys for watching.